Good morning, Rhonda. You got a little bit of a sniffle there?
I do. Sorry about that.
That's
Good
okay.
morning to you. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi. We're here on 2020 Monday. We're back with Rhonda, who was out ill a couple of days last week. So tell us, you're feeling better, right, Rhonda?
I am feeling better. Yes, thank you so much. And sorry about that. I hate missing out. I hate being gone. So thank you for taking me back.
Oh yeah, we had Christine, the natural progressive, in there helping out last week, and we had
Miss Amber King.
Amber King, yeah, and today we have Batman and Robin. Somebody called Batman and Robin to help us get this show kicked off this morning. So I want to say hi to Melissa. Good morning, Melissa. I'm attending a webinar for my book distributor, but may come back. Okay, Melissa, that's okay. We're nice and cozy here in our Monday morning hot mess of a evolution of doing a show, how not to or how to do the show. I guess we should let Batman and Robin go bye-bye and get on to what we're going to be talking about today, which is, what are we going to talk about today? Candidates for president, Rhonda? Is that it? Or
do we want to talk about candidates for president?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe a little innuendo there anyway. I'm thinking. Let's see what we got here. We have our friend. I don't know. You don't follow her, but she's goes by the handle of Cranky Pants Cat, which she's terrific as far as the narrative goes, with colorful language, and she burns up the tweet. She's saying that Democrats insist on in all seriousness that they need. Let me get you over there. That they need no other purpose than being an alternative to Trump, dealing with pressing domestic and foreign policies and saving the drowning working class is secondary to sour grapes on the grandest scale in American history. How do you feel about that? Now that Bernie's suspended his campaign and we've got presumptive nominee Joe Biden.
So, I mean, I agree with what they're saying. Basically, money's more important than us people, is what I get out of that, is what they're doing. What are they doing, Oz? I mean,
party.
Well, it's about money and power.
I know.
Yeah, I think that I think what we have here is what we've all talked about, and I hate to. Well, I don't hate to. I mean, it's just the truth. And shout out to Lily Tomlin. The establishment was never, ever going to give up their power or the possibility of trillions and trillions of dollars for their corporate masters by allowing a Sanders administration. We kind of knew that going into it, but at the last minute, like I said on Super Tuesday, basically gutting us or filleting us right before our eyes was quite astounding. We have a clip from Krystal Ball this morning. And again, I want to say that the Hill usually leads the best angle on left or progressive positions. At least they make the best attempt and tell the truth in their opinions and offerings of news. I'm seeing you're you're agreeing with me, Rhonda. So let's hear a little bit, and then I'll stop it, and we'll talk about it. And that pretty much covers what we're looking at. Let me know if you hear her okay.
Robert Grullon, a carpenter and third-generation Dominican-American who wondered when the Democratic Party would get around to actually supporting the Black and Hispanic voters on which they are so dependent. Quote, "We love Bernie. Bernie's our guy," he told The Times, while describing Biden as just another politician in a blue suit. Or college student Victoria Waring, who said she was sick and tired of having terrible choices shoved down her throat. She told The Times, quote, "A lot of my friends are disillusioned with the Democratic Party. They feel there's nothing they can do to be represented, that the establishment will pick whoever they want, and it doesn't matter what we say." Or Kevin Ridler, the president of a railway maintenance workers local in the Midwest who lives in rural western Iowa. He voted Trump 2016, but sees it as a mistake because of his broken promises to working people. Mr. Ridler backed Bernie in the primary and isn't much impressed with Biden, who he told The Times he saw as dishonest and potentially suffering from dementia. "Honestly," he said, "I hate to not vote at all. I know that's not the right thing to do, but that's kind of what's going to happen here."
Hear, 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 hear.
Here, 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 here.
Here, here, here. What's your feeling as far as not your personal, what you're going to do necessarily, but what's your feeling about what's going to happen as far as Joe Biden getting out the vote? You know, the fact that they're just neck and neck in the funny polls that we see. What's your feeling on all that, Rhonda?
I don't see Biden inspiring anybody, like at all. You know, you have your vote blue no matter whose, and they'll vote. They were going to vote for any Democrat that got listed. But they're not the ones that'll go out and knock on doors normally either. I haven't received any phone calls. I don't know. I don't see inspiration. I know there's different classes of people out there. There's those like the guy who had voted for Trump and realized what a mistake it was, but there's no way he's gonna, like you just said, he's gonna vote for Biden. And then you have the women out there who won't vote for him because of what he's done to women in his past. I don't know. I see more obstacles than I do see an open road from where I sit. I'm not hopeful that he's going to inspire enough people to bring up the numbers that are going to be needed to beat Trump.
So you're basically saying this TDS, this Trump derangement syndrome, and the hating of Donald Trump may not be enough to get Joe Biden over the bar. I kind of agree with you. There's no energy there. I see no energy, even with Bernie coming out and endorsing him. And I want to take a quick minute to shout out to David Crow, Arizona, watching Crow. Hey, David. Barbara, welcome, hey, Barbara. David, hey, what's
Barbara.
going on? Barbara Bartleson. David was brought up in a piece by the Convo Couch the other night. Let's digress or divert there for a minute since David's in the room. They spoke the Bernie van. Now they spoke very highly of David and the Bernie van, and they talked about the Washington State Bernie-crats, all in a positive way. The crux of the show that Fiorella did was that we're finding out that the establishment, the insiders in in the Democratic Party in Washington, D.C., were actually kind of running the Bernie campaign. Did you want to touch on that for a minute?
Oh, I haven't delved deep into it yet. I don't know if I'm ready to unpack all of that stuff yet. I haven't gotten my mind wrapped around.
Yeah, mine either. I just,
it felt different.
Yeah.
I have to agree with a lot of what Fiorella said, honestly.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of that here in Washington as well. So it makes sense looking back that there was something going on. Yeah. And
I haven't completely vetted everything, but I have to say, as far as an election integrity, the Convo Couch has been on it, like a few others, about how the election was rigged. And I'll say again, low-tech rigging through, voter suppression and losing ballots. California, LA County was horrendous. If we can't even get the votes counted, then, we're not going to get too far. But again, I digress.
It's not who casts the vote, John.
It's who counts them. It's
Yep.
definitely who counts them. And I do want to say, since Dave came in the room, I did want to give him a shout out on that. I'm really astounded. But anyway, let's move back quickly to Krystal, and let's hear a couple more seconds of her radar this morning on the issue of Joe Biden against Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? You want me to vote for that guy?
Now, some of the Bernie backers that the Times interviewed did intend to hold their nose and vote Biden, but as I read through the interviews, culled from dozens that the Times conducted with voters across the country, whatever they were planning on doing with their vote, the common theme was a sense of powerlessness. Like no matter what happened and how much they tried, their voices would not be heard. Their political desires would never be realized, that in fact the entire political world seemed to be arrayed against them. Now, I bet a lot of viewers of this show can empathize with that incredible sinking feeling of disempowerment. And not just those, by the way, who are Bernie Sanders supporters, Yang supporters, Tulsi supporters, non-voters, and some Trump supporters who don't see the values they thought they were supporting reflected in this administration. Now, as
I think she pretty much nails it there. I mean, we had the possibility of Tulsi supporters and Yang supporters and Trump supporters getting behind Sanders, the Sanders presidency, and they just pooped it all away by saying, no, you're going to take our candidate, Joe Biden. And it's looking more and more like we offered you Pete Buttigieg, we offered you Amy Klobuchar, we offered you Elizabeth Warren. You didn't want any of them, so here, President Obama is going to come in and say, okay, everybody, jump out, circle Joe Biden. Let's set this thing up so I can endorse Joe Biden next week. And then they get to Bernie the following week, and he bends the knee, and I don't want to get off on that. So
yeah, I don't know. It makes me wonder sometimes if there's something way more deeper going on.
Well, yeah, maybe
that's what I'm hoping for, and that there wasn't like Bernie didn't go into it thinking this route. I don't think he did, but
yeah,
I don't know. Something's not right.
Something isn't right, and again, we all appreciate Bernie for what he started. I don't see him as being in there to finish it, and we can go back to the DC insiders running his campaign. I really recommend you watch the Convo Couch, that video on that, and I'll put it in the rundown. I forgot to add that today, but there's some great points made there. And if there's smoke, there's fire. Absolutely terrible metaphor, but also true. Moving right along, since we're running long here, we want to touch on another issue with the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi subsidizing. Let's see if we can even find it here. There's Batman again. How the Democrats want to help us as far as going forward or taking care of us from a health standpoint with medical insurance and that. I mean, really, they want to subsidize Cobra? Did you catch that article, Rhonda?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can at least find it here, or can I find it? No, I can't.
So they want to subsidize Cobra.
Oh, here it is. The Democrats. Yeah, the Democrats want to subsidize Cobra as helping us deal with the COVID virus. Democrats' big coronavirus idea is to subsidize health insurers. Wow. I mean, thanks, Nance. And an unprecedented number of people are losing their jobs in the United States right now because of employer-dependent health care labyrinth we have set up. That means an unprecedented number are going to lose their health insurance. So, I mean, really, this is the time that should show everyone how much we need Medicare for all. I mean, this is nuts. What's your feeling on that? And I know you're going to segue into whole Washington. So go right ahead. Go ahead. Whole Washington. Yeah.
Well, this is just ridiculous. yet again, you know, throwing out scraps. And in this instance, you're talking about death, you know. Oh, so many things can be done, and it is infuriating. So yes, whole Washington, but that's even being selfish, because it's a Washington state only healthcare initiative. So I feel selfish, but we need it, and I'm all behind it, and we got to get it now. But I'd like to see it happen, you know, nationally, of course.
I submit that if all states start doing their own, you know, healthcare, like whole Washington, the other ones will pick it up, and it'll be called for on a national level. Would you agree with that?
Right. Yes, that is one way to do it, state by state by state. That can take a while, but with enough people out there pushing for it, we should be able to get that done. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, Mariana Everson. And what seat is Mariana Everson running for in Washington State?
Oh, she's running for state rep here in Washington State in LD 19.
Yeah, and she had a town hall last night, and there were some stories. You know, her friend Lisa and a couple other, Alan was in there, and they talked about how they got destroyed by, you know, not having health care. That, I mean, Lisa lost her home, and she's living in an adult facility right now. And she just lost everything in a blink of an eye because of the bureaucracy, the red tape, the misreporting, everything. And it's sickening when it all could have not been a problem for her and millions of other Americans if they had a national single-payer health care. I mean, other developed countries are looking at us saying, what's wrong with those people? So, again,
this doesn't show us how having our health care tied to employment is just screwed up. I don't know what does. Yeah. I mean, there's millions of people going to be out of health insurance, and these patches, it's going to cost more. Yeah. Subsidizing, and no.
Well, yeah, and and now with the Democrats, you know, and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer talking about subsidizing their personal own donors, don't you see a conflict of interest in that instead of going for a public, a national single-payer Medicare for all system? I mean, what are they trying to do here? What
they're trying to stay in office, Oz. They're trying to stay in office. They got to keep taking that bribery money, that cash. The cash. Yeah. Yeah. No. I truly. You know, you say what you want. The people. Some people may call us Trump apologists, or it has nothing to do. They're both party. Both the parties are working for the same masters. Why are we Trump apologists?
Yeah, because we're saying bad things about the Democrats and the Democratic leadership. That's why we're Trump apologists. It's a level of insanity that is it's beyond reason with these guys. So like we're seeing in some of our social media groups, if you put anything up there that's contrary or knocking the Democratic Party or Joe Biden, it means that you're working for Trump. Again, I don't want to beat the hell out of this, but it is at the top of the news. And it's like this country with the mainstream media has been subjected to Pavlov's dog theory of ringing the bell. So the bell with the Republicans was Benghazi with Hillary Clinton, Benghazi. And then we end up getting Trump because of the Obama administration and the leadership of the Democratic Party, which really did nothing for the people, but, you know, increased wars, increased profits for the military-industrial complex and all the donors. And then we get into Trump. Okay, so then that bell for Trump, the Pavlov's dog bell, was, what was it? Russiagate, election, you know, tampering our elections. So now the bell is coronavirus, Donald Trump bad, you know, and which is what they're going to do. It's not about what Cranky Pat's cat said about, you know, the Democrats will sacrifice everything, just Trump bad, TDS. So would you say that I'm correct in this observation?
I say you're absolutely correct. And I gotta say, I'm getting less tolerant of, not that I'm real tolerant, but I usually just don't bug people, but less tolerant of those who say they're allies of either people of color or women in general, and then dismiss everything Bernie stood for and get behind somebody like Biden. I don't want to hear it anymore. You're not an ally. Don't ever call yourself an ally. Take those pink hats and cut them up and throw them away. I'm done with these fake allyships. Just because you're feeling safe and comfortable in your little world and don't give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where we're at. I'm seeing more and more people feel this way. So I guess to end this all up is, what's the Democrats, what has the party done for the people over the last, 3-4 decades, except more war, more outsourcing of jobs, more power given to the donor class. I think that there was a deal this weekend talking about who actually runs the country now. It's not our government.
They fight us harder than they fight the Republicans.
Yeah,
that's where they put their energy.
They don't, and because they're both working together with the same donor class, the Exxons, the Northrop Grummans, the Raytheons, the fossil fuel industry, the pharmaceutical companies. That's who runs the country. Exxon. I mean, come on, guys. I guess I need to shout out a little bit here. Jilly Love, hey Jilly, we got a lot of good comments. William Tell, good morning, William. Again, Barbara, we got our regular folks in here. We appreciate you coming in, and our comments are not functioning this morning for some reason in the studio. I need to fix that. But I just want to say that it's not looking like a bright future for our 2020 Monday, because we're 2020. Is there anything you see ahead other than getting us, the progressives, that word's been co-opted, but the independent thinkers, the critical thinkers going forward in this election cycle?
I don't know. With the Dems, it's never us, right? So. And with us, it's about us. So we have a lot to look forward to coming up, I think. I don't discount anything. Things can change second to second. So I'm kind of just going to keep going forward, working on the issues, building up our movement, because it is going strong. And just kind of see how it plays out, honestly. Just go for the ride and do what I can along the way, wherever we can. Because you never know what's truly going to happen when it comes down to it.
Yeah. The dichotomy or the situation is changing every day. And we just got to take it one day at a time, I guess. Yeah. I feel like I am.
We are. I mean, it's just like I can wake up tomorrow and, who knows what could be going on.
Yeah.
So I just don't get too caught up into what's in my head or how I think things are going to play out. I learned back in 2016, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We learned a lot. Yeah. And we learned that we're not welcome in 20s, and we haven't been welcome this whole time. Yeah. But we're still going strong, and more people are getting involved because they're just getting sick and tired of it.
Yeah, we're recruiting more people to move forward and actually do something good for the public and the planet in that matter. Okay, moving on. Movie pick today was from the archive of my old ass. It's some of you may remember this if you're a prehistoric like I am. Duel, 1971 with Dennis Weaver. This was probably one of the most intense thrillers of that era. It was Steven Spielberg's first length film and would be the peak of other directors' careers, but Steven Spielberg went on to do more and more things. Stars Dennis Weaver. He's driving out into the desert on a business trip when a huge duty truck starts tailgating him. What starts as an irritation turns into a terrifying cat and mouse game as it becomes clear this truck driver, whoever he is, wants Dennis Weaver dead man, the character. So again, I'm going to run this clip. Let me know if you hear it, and we'll speak shortly after it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And Melissa, there's not a lot of violence. It's just mostly suspense and thrilling. Barbara, I think we might like this. Here we go. Let's see if we can hear it.
Please, come on, back in the bus.
Get back in the bus. Get back in the bus.
Please get back in the bus.
Get back in the bus.
I didn't get a whole lot out of that trailer.
Yeah, no, it's they didn't give away the whole movie in the trailer, and I have to say I was a wee lad back in that day, but it made an impression on me when I ran across it, looking for my my thriller for today, because I kind of decided the format would be thrillers and suspense this week up until Thursday, and we'd switch it up on Friday, which is kind of challenging. But yeah, Dennis Weaver did a terrific job. And when you consider some of the garbage that they were putting out back then because they didn't know any better, I mean, we all saw the Wonder Womans and the Bionic Woman and the $6 Million Man, and what were some of the other shows back in those days that weren't.
I know I was on the younger side.
Yeah, you were a little young, but I'm just saying there was good stuff out there. Even in television.
Right.
Happy Days, Three's Company.
I do remember those shows.
Yeah, they're part of growing up. I think the one of the best shows that I watched when I was younger was The Odd Couple with Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. That was fun. But then gradually, as we got into the 80s, it was more murder, death, kill, more violence, to where the majority of what we see these days is violent and disturbing. And again, that's social conditioning, where you got away from the comedies and the sitcoms and things like that. I really do miss those days, those younger days. So on to our outro. Can you pronounce this gal's
I can't see it again, is it?
Let me bring it down so you can see it. It's
Malukah, I believe.
Malukah, 3 Hearts is One. And the reason why I picked this for our outro today, and mind you, everybody in the group, if you want to send me suggestions for movies, movie picks, and music outros, I'm all ears. Please just reach out, make a comment under this video, and I'll make sure that I figure out a way to get it to you. I put my email in last week, but I haven't got anything from anybody. But this is Malukah, and it's 3 Hearts is One. And the reason I picked it was 2 reasons. It made me think of Lorena McKennitt, who I adore. And the other one is the song itself. It reminds me of what we're trying to do. 3 Hearts is One. We have the progressives, the people that care about, life and the planet. And then we have the filthy rich, who don't give a damn about anything except their best interests. And then we have that intermediary, which is the centrist tools working for the rich. At least that's how I broke it down. I don't know if the song itself will bring that to mind, but I really appreciate this gal. Very talented. And I'm going to shut up and let you listen. Let me know what you think.
Beautiful. Thank you, Oz.
We tilled Skyrim's ground despite frozen toil. We tended the Kwama beneath Morrowind's soil. We hunted the Wamasu with steel in their hands. They burned down our homes and ravaged our lands. A Kaviri brought nothing but bloodshed and lies. Our families were slain before our eyes. With 3 separate people, they shared a cruel joke, a choice between death or the yoke. But then our 3 people knew what must be done to end the oppression. Of 3 became one, forged by war. The Evan heart rose and drove the Akaviri back to the sea.